Hello, today is the 20th of September 2012, and welcome to today's video. There really won't be much for silver charts, although there will be a couple of charts within this video. This is a little code here, 3 different characters. I'll explain later on what it is. I'm going to next move on to a song done by the first person that I have ever subscribed to back in 2007 on YouTube, and it was such an amazing song that I'm going to have to promote it within this video. We'll move on to the euro with silver and the euro-dollar index. I decided just for fun to make up a euro-dollar index. Took a decent amount of time to get going, but I got the results that I was looking for. And we'll talk a little bit about GMOs as well as quantitative easing. So let's get started. Ian Crossan I subscribed to in the summer of 2007, the first person that I ever did subscribe to. So that's going back a long time ago, and his videos have definitely changed. There's 616 on here. And I'm going to play quickly just a few seconds of the song. You can do a search for Freedom in the New York City subway. And the song is called Copyright. And that reminds me of Tragically Hip. I've been trying to figure out who it reminds me most of. Tragically Hip, a Canadian artist, was really popular back in the 1990s and actually many different times. Even now, probably still popular. Okay, that's just a quick little preview, but I really enjoyed that song. So thank you, Ian, for so much that you have done within the channel. Okay, let's move on to the euro. This is the price of silver within the euro. Going back to February the 15th, 2011, so a little over a year and a half. Pretty much the same sort of chart. You have your big top, and then you get this low, lower high, lower low. And well, here the euro made, or the silver priced in euros made higher lows, whereas the US was matching lows. And well, this one's still below the January or February highs of this year. But regardless, it did the exact same thing. Now, within the dollar index, the US dollar index that is, you will see that it's weighed about 57% against the euro, weighed a little bit against the Canadian dollar, the Great Britain pound, the Swiss franc, the Swedish krona, and so on and so on. So I did the exact same percentages. Of course, the same percentage the US dollar index has with the euro, I did for the euro index with the US dollar. So it's a homemade index. But we can see in here that at the same point, the euro-dollar currency was at its peak when the silver was at its peak. Now, you would think that when the value of your currency goes down, that the price of silver and gold and real commodities would go higher and vice versa. But that's not the case within really any currency other than, of course, the United States one. I find that very interesting, to say the least. I started this index at 100, and I started at the exact same time frame. Let's move on now to GMOs. And yesterday there was some information, a study done. We're going to search this for the last 24 hours. This is very important information that I think should be on like every single network. I don't care if you're a football channel, if you're an economic channel, I don't care. Every high school should be talking about this today, but you can bet they're not. And that's a new GMO study finds tumors in rats fed genetically modified corn. What they decided to do in France for 2 years, they fed some rats corn that was, the entire feed of their corn was from GMO corn. Some of them got the Roundup weed killer from Monsanto, and then some got both. And well, the results were just staggering and very much horrific, to say the least. Again, don't expect the mainstream to be covering this. I went to CNN.com last night because, well, they said they're breaking news and they have a lot of information. Let me just go to CNN.com now. And, I'm just waiting for this to load. There we are. So the number one information is how to wait in an iPhone 5 line. Yeah, you can't be surprised about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the Control 5 button just so you can see me type it in. And let's just type modify. Oh, there's nothing for modified. Janed? Okay, what's the... Nope. GMO? Oh, there's nothing on there. You're not going to find anything on the mainstream media regarding this. And to me, that is just unfortunate. And this was reminding me a lot of the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. Let me just read a little bit from the Wikipedia entry. The Tuskegee syphilis experiment, also known as the study or whatever, was an infamous clinical study conducted between 1932 and 1972 in Alabama by the U.S. Public Health Service to study the natural progression of untreated syphilis in poor rural black men who thought they were receiving free health care from the U.S. government. The Public Health Service, working with the Institute, began the study in 1932. Investors enrolled in the study a total of 600 impoverished African-American sharecroppers from Macon County, Alabama, 400 who were previously contracted syphilis before the study began, and 200 without the disease. For participating in the study, the men were given free medical care, meals, and free burial insurance. They were never told they had syphilis, nor were they ever treated for it. According to the Centers for Disease Control, the men were told they were being treated for bad blood. A local term used to describe several illnesses included syphilis, anemia, and fatigue. You can read more about this, as well as maybe do a search for Dr. Cutler, who was in charge of that study. Okay, at the start I gave you this little sign here. It pretty much looks like KC with a 90 degree or a flip of an 8. It has nothing to do with Kansas City or anything to do with the letter K or the letter C, and it has everything to do with economic political policy. The answer to what this is QE infinity, quantitative easing infinity, but this is Russian. This is the first letter for the word quantitative in Russia, and this would be the first letter that they use for the word easing, also again in Russia. And this is the sign for infinity. You can just move around and, well, this is never ending, which is what infinity is all about. So therefore, if we take a look at some definitions, the definition of quantitative, express or expressible as a quantity. So we're getting a quantity of something. So that's pretty much all it is quantity. We're adding quantity, easing. The condition of being comfortable or relieved. Freedom from pain, worry, or agitation. Freedom from constraint or embarrassment, naturalness. And quite frankly, this just goes on to the point how you just can't have short-term pain. We'll have the long-term pain because that's exactly what the GMO is. It's like that slow kill, if you will. And this here, let's just stop the slow pain because here's the deal. If, say, the president just came out and stated the Treasury has decided that we have repealed the legal tender law, therefore our currency is no longer that of legal tender. If they happen to say that, and they won't, well, the next couple of months would probably be really, really bad, especially compared to what it already would be. However, the couple of decades that would follow would be much better. And it's just an easy way of stating to make things sound so pretty and so good, when in fact it really isn't. Just a quick look at the live silver chart. This is from ForexPros.com. It's a volatile morning so far, but really not much going on. This is a 1-minute time frame. Switch this up to the 30-minute time frame. It's a choppy mess, but the daily chart is really what I want to show you. This is when quantitative easing was announced. It's just went sideways since then. Drutter did amazing videos saying, oh, the QE announcement stopped the silver rally. Well, it didn't sell it off either, but it's went sideways. And I'm still shocked that Friday of last week didn't follow through with Thursday's up gain. But you really can see who is controlling the market more and more. However, I guess on a positive note is this previous level of resistance has now been used as support. And that'll be it for today's video. So thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great... And just quickly before I go, I just referring to GMOs, I went to CNN's webpage yesterday after I heard the GMO information, and there was nothing regarding that. And same thing today. And on the top, the two top stories is source, ambassador believed he was on Al-Qaeda list, and how to wait in an iPhone 5 line. Right here is the search. You could push Control F and you can get it. I can type in GMO and get nothing. Maybe they don't use short forms. Let's do genetically. Maybe modified. Maybe I spelled genetically wrong. No, it's not on there. Maybe rats, because they tested rats. No. CNN's not covering it. It's not important for them to cover it. And I guess if you look at the, health one, there's nothing there. Stress at work, but no. Maybe when I click on this health part, your smartphone is a pain in the neck. Well, how does that not surprise me? Again, we'll do the search. Rats, nothing. Thank you for tuning in.